friends, and welcome back. I'm Enterprise Architecture, and we are back here playing more modded Vintagestory. Well, you can see today it is a very foggy and gray day on my farm. Last episode, we got a bunch of beekeeping done. Today, we basically have a lot of chores to catch up on, so I thought you might want to hang out with me while I do some choring. And if we get enough time at the end, there is a ruin I'd like to check out to see if we can't find some better storage options. So, with no further ado, let's dive right in. Alright, so among the first chores I would like to be doing today, I want to walk over and see how our chickens are doing. It looks like they've eaten all of the grain here. We have one egg here in our hen box, so we're going to take that back to base. We'll be able to cook that up in a little bit here. Let's see, are eggs going to stack for us yet? Yeah, it looks like that one is not stacking. I don't know why, but these two are stacking. So I'm not sure if it's because they're from a different chicken or they'll hatch into something different. I don't know what's going on with that, but there's something weird up with those. I also note that we are running out of room pretty quickly here. So we're going to need to make a little bit more space for ourselves. I think we're going to do that by clearing out some of this junk that really isn't useful for us right now. The tables can stay. Tables are always a useful thing for putting down various items. I'm going to move the chairs out of the way though. I don't expect guests to be coming over anytime soon, so I don't think that'll be a problem. I also want to clear out this metal barrel. Will this go faster with my pickaxe? Yeah, it will. Now, one thing I had shown that I did in a previous episode is I put my storage vessel underneath the ground here. And the benefit of having storage vessels underneath the ground is that they go much slower when they are spoiling. So I think we're going to do a few more of those. We do have a bunch more of our storage jars that we cooked up, 2-3 episodes ago? So we're going to put all of these down right here. As you can see, our food is pretty much all the way filled up here. That's going to be a problem. Oh, and our rawhide is only fresh for another 11 hours. What I would really, really love to do is start working this into a prepared hide. But to do that, we need borax or lime water. You know what? We have enough borax. We can probably get this done. Yeah, that's going to be really easy for us, actually, now that I think about it. All we need to do is powder our borax that we created. And for that, thankfully, last episode, I got whole blocks of andesite here while we were mining out our area for our beekeeping. And that means we can now make a quern with it. Quern? I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyways, we need to make one. These are decorative. There we go. Andesite quern. Easy enough. Oh, but we need a hammer and a chisel. I wonder if we can go ahead and make a hammer and a chisel in the time that we have. I mean, the heat is on at this point, but I don't see why we can't. So let's go ahead and mix up some bronze real quick here and see how much our hammer mold and our chisel mold need. So chisel mold is 150. Hammer mold is 100. So we need 250 units of bronze. I think we can do this, folks. Let's see if we can't get this done. All right. So we need to get some copper. We need to get some tin. Oh, we have a lot more copper than that. Great. Where is our tin? Our casterite we can't break yet. There we go. At least the chunks of it. We need a hammer to break those. All right, let's make one extra unit here, one extra ingot, and that way we can make another scythe as well. All right, so all we have to do now is fire this up. Let's grab our peat. Yeah, the big stack of peat, we'll take that. Oops, I threw one on the ground. And it should just be, I think, 4 of these to get up to temperature. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now all we have to do is heat it up and light it. There we go. Perfect. All right. How much more time do we have? 9 hours. Okay, so while that's going, the other thing we are going to have to make here is a barrel. So let's take a look real quick. Barrels. If I remember correctly, yeah, we just need 3 boards and 2 sticks. We have almost enough to make 2 barrels, but we're going to need 3 barrels all said and done, if I remember correctly, to get all of the things we need for leatherworking. So let's go ahead and make 2 for now. 1, 2. There we go. We drop that into our inventory. And we will do the third one in a second here, but I need to put the barrels somewhere. And I think, honestly, this probably can go right over here. This was our original chicken run area here until we moved the chickens for everybody's health and benefit. So now that's where that's going to go. I do need to go ahead and finish closing these in with our slabs. So we're going to put our slabs around like this. And this one I can actually just cover because I think we can still get to it if we negotiate our way in through. Actually, we are going to have to move that. Let me move this real quick. We'll just put this one over here. This is a better place for it for now. Okay, great. Eventually we'll have a whole cellar, but this will act as a fake cellar for now, and it'll work absolutely fine. And yeah, if that's, 9 more hours. So all of that is still preserving properly. All right, while that is going, I'm gonna run and get our barrel full of water. Excuse me, not our barrel. We have a bucket full of water that we left out here in our field. And we're gonna pick that back up. We are gonna use this to make a nice little hole in the ground. Let's just go ahead and put one right here. And we're gonna fill this with water so that we have an infinite water source. And then we'll just fill up each of these. So that's got 20 liters. I think this one I can get away with doing 20 liters. There we go. I think that's gonna be right for what we are trying to make here. Yeah, I can see it ticking. It just has to not drop below 1900 and we'll be okay. Perfect. Okay, now we do need to grab our tongs. We don't want to burn ourselves here. Let's grab these up real quick and let's get this poured into our hammer mold and our chisel mold real fast. There's that. Hammer, chisel, and with the 100 we have left, we will do another pickaxe. There we go. Great. So we are well on our way at this point. While that is going, let's take a look at a few other things that I want to do. I do know that I would like to be making some windows at some point. So for that, we're going to need panes of glass. So let's just look up glass real quick here. I don't think we have access to any of these at this point. Let's see here. Pane glass. We need glass. Glass we're going to make with mortar. Mortar, I think, again, is one that we're going to have to get some lime to be able to make this with sand. So that's going to be right out for us. Let's try again. Maybe if we can find some other glass panes here somehow. All right, I can make a bloomery and I can smelt our clear quartz that we picked up into glass. So that will work for us here. Yeah, smelting in bloomery. Oh, we can use regular quartz as well. Okay, that's useful. But to make a bloomery, we are going to need fireclay. And fireclay, we haven't found any fireclay yet, but you can also manufacture fireclay now. Instead of just finding clay blocks around, you can actually combine calcinated flint with your clay to make that. And calcinated flint we can get by grinding up flint that has been cooked, I think, in a fire pit, actually. So that might be a thing for us to do while we wait. We have a decent amount of flint on hand here. Not a lot, but I think if we take, say, 16 pieces, that could get us relatively far here. Now, I can't remember if you have to put it directly on the fire pit or not. Let's find out. Yeah, that's going to work for us. So it's just really a question of how much peat we're going to need to put on here. I'm going to put all 12 pieces because why not? Actually, it looks here like we have to get this up to 1832, which means we do need to use more charcoal to make this work. So for the calcinated flint, you cannot just use peat. Yeah, that's going really, really slowly. So I am worried that we're going to need a lot more charcoal for this. Well, this is a good reason and a good excuse to make a whole bunch more charcoal up in the near future, because then we will have access to glass very easily. All right, there is our hammer done. There is our chisel done. We should be able to work with the chisel immediately. The hammer we just need to throw onto a stick. There we go. Now we have everything that we need to be able to assemble our quern real quick. Let's try and get this rocked out real fast here. Should just be this, sticks, hammer, and chisel. Just like that. Quern is done. We are running out of space. Quern will go here for now just to be in the way, annoyingly. Let's grab our borax up. Goes back into our inventory. We're just going to put in like 4 pieces for now, all right? Let's do this. Okay, there we go. We just were clicking on the wrong place. There we go. And now if we hold this, this should grind relatively soon. Oh, I love that you can now see the progress indicator as well. Everything almost there. Perfect. All right, so give me that back out of there. We've got 8 powdered borax. We should be able to come over here and tell it that we want to combine this. How much powdered borax? There we go, 20 liters of it there. If we then grab up our hide, we should be able to put the hide directly in here, seal it, and just in the nick of time, we now have our hides in there. We only had 3 hours left, which is only, what, 3 minutes in real time, something like that. So that is now done and processing, and we should then be able to turn those into proper leather in the near future. Oh, and our flint is done. Everything is just coming up. That's perfect. All right, so calcinated flint chunks have been finished, so we can actually go ahead and put these into the quern and start grinding those as well. All right, there we go. Now we have all of our powdered flint all ground down. Now we can mix this in with our clay to make our fire clay. Now let's do the math real quick. The blueberry base takes 8 pieces of fire clay bricks, and then the top needs 4 fire clay bricks. That's 12 altogether. However, it's going to require 4 pieces of fire clay for each of those. So we need 48 pieces of fire clay, all said and done. So let's go ahead and drop this in here, and we just need 48, just like that. That's going to be perfect. We'll drop everything else back off in there, and why not? We'll put our calcinated flint back in there. So now we do 4 of these. That gives us 12 fire clay bricks, and then I believe we can stack these up and smelt them down the same way that we do everything else. So I believe these just get stacked just like this. There we go. And you know, honestly, if we're gonna have to smelt this anyway, we may as well do more than this. So it looks like maybe if that's 12 of them, maybe we do another 12 and fill that all the way to the top. That's 16. Now can I do it? Oh, that's exactly how you do it. Okay, that is finicky. You can only put exactly 16 at a time in, and then you have to click on exactly the right space while shift clicking, and then you can add everything in. All right, well, we got that figured out. It just took a few tries to figure out what was going on. Let's put 4 pieces of peat on top of each. I'm glad it's the cheaper recipe. Light it up, and then we will have our fire clay bricks done in a little while. All right, so the next thing I want to do here is redo this thatch roof that we had done before. It's fine the way it is, but I just don't think that it needs to be so extreme of a peak. So we're going to go ahead and knock this down. That does mean we are going to scare our chickens in the process, and they're just going to have to deal with it, unfortunately. This is going to require some delicate work to work around them there. Okay, we grabbed all of this back up. Wonderful. Let's knock that down. Okay, now we are ready to update this. We now have the lower slanted thatch roof. So that's the one roof. We don't want that. We want the lower roof. All right, so if we take our slanted thatch roof, we can make slanted thatch roof bottoms. Let's do 6 of those. And then I think we can also make the top. If we put in the top slot, let's make 6 of those. All right, so we should be able to put the thatch roof bottom right here along the bottom half of this. Just like that. Grab back up the extra roof. There we go. And now if we go ahead and climb our way back up here, we should be able to put the other top roof right above it. There we go. And that gives us a much more gentle slope to our roof, and I think that'll look real nice for us. Why am I stuck? I seem to be stuck on the edge. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I think that is about halfway done there. We can live with that. Now all we have to do is bring it back down the other side. So let's go ahead and grab back up our roofs. I think we just do 6 again of each. Let's do 6 of the bottom. And then we're going to do 6 of the top. Perfect. That's going to work well. And then we're just going to bring this back off the other side here, just like that. There we go. And then we can place these down. And as suspected, that's going to go right up to that edge. I think that's fine for now. I think the look of that's going to look fine. At least from this side, it looks fine. And I think from the back, it will too. It's going to just tuck right underneath this edge. Yeah, we might need to fix that in the future just to make it look a little less janky, but I think that'll work for now. So with that done, we now have a nice fully thatched chicken shed instead of just having part of it be thatched in. Alright, so for the last thing that I wanted to do today while we're doing chores, I wanted to go check out these ruins. If I remember correctly, I went into that cave just a little bit, and it looked like there was a proper ruin in there. Okay, here is the hole that I found. We've got some tin ore right there, and you can see some of the dirt blocks I had to place to kind of get back up here, but yeah, there we go. We have glowworms here. We have a nice little ruin. Ooh, aged torch holder. Yeah, please. I will certainly take that. All of this aged firewood. Oh, and there's a gear. Okay, definitely taking the gear. Yeah, this is interesting. Ruined axe. I wonder if there's maybe something beneath this. No, it doesn't look like there is. That's not a problem. We can put that back. Okay. Aged ruined sleek door. Slightly collapsed chest. What do we have here? A scroll, some books, a silver knife, rot, metal tank, food vessel. Oh, that was me using this. Oh, lore. Okay, food stocks depleted. We've only let... Oh, okay. Fascinating. Oh, and look at all of this beautiful wallpaper. Okay, so let's grab this up here. Got a clay tablet, some stuff on the ground here. Is there anything in the vessel? If I break it, I should get food, right? Okay, what did we get? Spelt. Okay, that's fine. We'll take it. Nothing else in the chest. Yeah, another torch holder. Well, this is looking pretty good. I think I have it turned on so that we can get any of these items if we want without having to use glue. Oh, okay, wait. So this is wallpaper on aged plank. Fascinating. So I guess if I want the wallpaper back, I have to take the planks with it. That's an interesting way to do this. I don't know what the clay tablet holds for us. Well, you know what? We're going to take the painting. The painting's easy for us. That's an obvious win. And we'll just check here, make sure there's nothing under the ground. No, nothing under the ground here. Okay. Well, I was hoping that we would have some big storage options from this, but it doesn't look like that's what we got. I wanted at least one or two. Oh, there's a handbasket. Okay. I was hoping we get one or two actual like barrels, but there's no barrels in here. So that's somewhat of a problem. Okay, well, that's a nice first ruin to find. It's definitely got some good stuff there, but nothing that really helps us in our quest. Alright, since that was anticlimactic, let's do a couple of things. First and foremost, let's go ahead and hang up our painting on the wall here. There we go, home sweet home. I am kind of stuck getting off the stairs now. There we go. We can finally navigate our way through there. But this all needs to be cleaned up significantly, and everything's going to need to be moved around. Oh, I'm also realizing that we already had two barrels that we had already had in here in the first place. So I didn't need to make 3 barrels when I had 2 staring me in the face. That's fine. I'm just going to go ahead and put these back out here. And they're just going to hang out for a bit. Okay, so that's still sealed. That's still going. All right. So what are we going to do to deal with the fact that we did not find the actual storage materials that we wanted, those better crates that I was looking for? Well, we can make our own crates. That's right. We do not need to wait around for finding them. Let's grab up a bunch of boards here. Let's stack that together. And I am going to use the boards to make up a pair of crates. We are going to need some nails and strips for this. So first we make a pair of wooden chests. That's the first step here. And then we go ahead, we hit H on top of the wooden chest. And this is what we're trying to make right there, is either the 2-sided or regular 1-sided better chests, or excuse me, better crate. For that, we're going to need linen. And linen, of course, we make with flax. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. We need some flax fibers. We're going to need 4 of those. It looks like we're only getting enough flax at this point that I can do 1 piece of linen. So that's going to be unfortunate here. And then the actual recipe for the chest is going to be just a bunch more planks around this. So let's go ahead and do this. There's our planks. There is our better crate. Perfect. And now the better crate, I'm just going to put here. And let's look for something that we have a lot of, like andesite stones. We have a boatload of andesite stones. We can take all of these and slowly, whoops, I turned myself around, fill up this crate with these. There we go, just like that. Okay, and this works just like storage drawers if you're familiar with that other block game mod. And you can actually use a storage drawer controller for them as well to link them together. So now we have a great place to store all of our andesite stone. And as you can see in that top menu there, the tooltip says we can hold 4096 in here, not just 691. So that's going to be a very efficient way of storing stuff. I should have made one of those for our dirt in the first place. That would have been a smart thing to do rather than just throwing all of my dirt away. But we still have way too much dirt, so it's not like this is the last one. I'm going to keep working on growing flax so that we have more options here for this. All right, well, that was a good set of chores to get done. We finally have access to be able to make more barrels and whatnot. I wish I had seen that those two were already sitting there, but I wasn't paying very close attention. But we do have a hammer now and a chisel, and that means that we can do a lot more stuff with them. Those are going to be fundamental to a lot of the things that we're going to need in the future here, including when we start actually doing stuff on the anvil. But for now, that's the end of this episode. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you back here next time. Bye, friends!